Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So this video is going to focus on the ANC's 85 million rand debt that they owe to Ezulweni Investments. Now, if this sounds familiar, a couple of years ago, I believe in 2023, I made a video on how the ANC owed one of its contractors 150 million rand after they supplied them with election material like posters and banners for the election in 2019. Now, obviously in 2023, this came to light after court cases, and ultimately the ANC was forced to settle roughly 102 million rand with extra costs, so 150 million rand. Ultimately, they came to an agreement with this individual from Ezulweni Investments. And remember, this was when we all had the opportunity to see the ANC liquidated, but then this company decided against it because of what you are going to read right here. So the Citizen did a very good article on this, saying, got a spare chair, ANC's headache grows as 140k of equipment seized from Lutuli House. Now, Lutuli House is a little emptier this weekend after the sheriff of the court reportedly raided the ANC's headquarters. Among the equipment, okay, I'm not care too much about the equipment. The equipment will be sold at auction if the political parties do not settle a 85.5 million rand debt for Ezulweni Investments. And if they wanted to replace any of it, their bank accounts have also reportedly been frozen. Ezulweni Investments said they were willing to bring a liquidation application against the ANC if the debt is not recovered. This would add another nail to the party's coffin after a bruising national election last year saw them lose more power and influence. So, at the heart of this legal battle between the ANC and Ezulweni Investments is an order of banners for the 2019 national elections. The parties reached an out-of-court agreement in late 2023, which saw the debt offset as part of a new contract worth 190 million rand. I'll get into that just now. Without this agreement, the party may have been liquidated and prevented from contesting last year's elections. The agreement was, however, reportedly broken in August this year, which brought the latest legal action. The ANC has suffered court defeats over the debt in both 2020 and 22. The party told the High Court in Johannesburg that it did not have an agreement with the company and that the staffers involved in the deal had acted without the party's knowledge. The party appealed the judgment. The party appealed the judgments with no success, even taking the matter to the Supreme Court of Appeal, which rejected the claim that the contract was fraudulent. The party had filed papers with the Constitutional Court before the settlement was reached. So, let's start off with the important thing. This company had the opportunity to liquidate the ANC, which would have been a massive gift to South Africa. And in my previous videos on it, I said, you know, it's hard to expect a company to write off that debt in order to get rid of the ANC and provide a better South Africa. And then, of course, they came to the settlement. And the settlement was, hey, we know that we haven't paid you for the last 4 years, but hey, here's a new shiny contract worth 190 million rand. And now, of course, as we all know, the ANC defaulted on that agreement too. So what this company should have done in 2023, they now have the opportunity to do in 2025, because the ANC obviously lied to them by offering them a contract worth 190 million when they had to pay them 100 million. It's just a logistical nightmare, because you are saying, oh, listen, we can't pay you for the stuff and the work that you've already done. However, here's a new contract. Trust us, this time we will pay you. It is just comical. And if you want to know why Ezulweni was willing to do this, it seems that the owner has got a big obsession with the ANC. Let me explain. So City Press reports ANC in deep trouble over 85 million rand debt, assets seized, accounts frozen. I'm not interested in that. What I am interested in is reading this. Renaldo, who is the chief executive of Ezulweni, said through his attorneys on Friday that his client remains loyal to the ANC and the core values, even though he had to fight a legal battle in the courts for 6 years to compel the party to pay its outstanding debt. And he said, despite his experience, Mr. Ramdas remains a loyal supporter of the ANC, more specifically of its values and ethos. An example of this is the party's stance and actions in the International Court of Justice regarding Israel's conduct in Palestine. So Ramdas and his family are particularly aware of the great sacrifices made by many ANC leaders in the past and present. So, something is starting to smell fishy, isn't it? Mr. Ramdas is praise and worshipping the ANC when he is literally owed over 100 million rand. And then he so easily gets fooled by another contract from the ANC saying, oh, you know, if you drop this case against us, we'll give you a 190 million rand contract. Which, by the way, like, did this follow internal processes? Shouldn't, 3 or more companies apply, and then the person that provides the best value for money, shouldn't they get the contract? But once again, this is the ANC doing what the ANC does best. Just, hey, here's a contract for you, here's a contract for you, and then they don't pay. And ultimately, what we end up with is a situation where somebody is willing to fall not once, but twice for the ANC's bullshit. Because not only did he have to spend millions of rands fighting the ANC to eventually get them to acknowledge that they owe the debt, because they appealed on every single opportunity, but now he's so soft on it, and after the second promise also fell through, now suddenly, oh no, now I want my money back. It's like, my friend, how many times must you be fooled? But added to that, and what might make this make sense, is an email that I received, and I'm not going to read all of it out because it's not confirmed. It is alleged, but if these things are true, this is not going to be a massive problem for the ANC, but potentially also a problem for Ramdas. And what this relates to, in essence, is from speculation based on this email, because it hasn't been proven. This 190 million rand contract that Ramdas through Ezulweni Investments accepted was done without the advice of his attorney, allegedly. And secondly, there also seems to be speculations that he was willing to do this deal and be paid by a specific country that the United States does not like, in order to get a case opened against another country that the African National Congress doesn't like, and paid through a telecommunications company that is linked to that country that the United States doesn't like. Allegedly. I hope that you can read between the lines, but this is the best that I can do without actually mentioning names, without mentioning companies, without mentioning countries. But we are confirming it. We are waiting for proof. But the information was sent from a person that was very close to the initial case between the ANC and Ezulweni Investments. So as soon as I have more information, I will gladly share it with you. But yeah, there are some red flags over here. And, this all just smells funny. And usually when something smells fishy, then there is a lot of issues that we need to look at. And I think this is the case here. But nothing has been proven, and that is why what I just said is alleged. It is not factual. I can't provide evidence, but I'm basing it off of somebody that was very close to the case that provided this information. So to conclude this video, just keep an eye on all of this. And, Ezulweni Investments have now got the golden opportunity to once and for all close down the ANC by liquidating them. This is a second opportunity that Ramdas from Ezulweni Investments have now to do this. And we know that he loves the ANC, but why does he love the ANC? Because if the ANC refuses to pay him 150 million rand and then they promise another 190 million rand contract, and now they broke that contract in August 2025, at what point does that love stop? And at what point do you say enough is enough, let's liquidate the ANC? Let's see what happens. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. And if you appreciate my channel and you would like to support my channel, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's all I've got to say. Till later. Cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me. see you say, every massacre, every massacre. You don't even know me, but every time I see you say, every massacre, every massacre.